Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me for Gentle Yoga. We'll start today by finding a comfortable seat on the mat. Be sure to pull the flesh away from the sit bones so that you're starting with a nice, stable foundation. Bring the navel in towards your spine and allow the crown of the head to reach tall towards the ceiling. Bring the shoulder blades together and down the back and place the hands on the thighs, palms up, and close your eyes. Start to become aware of your breath and allow that breath to flow in through the nose and out through the nose. Begin to relax the shoulders away from the ears and relax the jaw, letting the tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth. Start to bring the breath into balance by making the inhale the same length as the exhale. So if you inhale for a count of 4, you would exhale for a count of 4. If you inhale for a count of 6 or a count of 8, you would exhale for that same number. As you sit and breathe, I'm going to read a poem from Dana Faulds, and this is called Awakening Now. Why wait for your awakening? Do you value your reasons for staying small more than the light shining through the open door? Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Now is the only time you have to be whole. Now. Now is the sole moment that exists to live in the light of your true nature. Perfection is not a prerequisite for anything but pain. Perfection is not a prerequisite for anything but pain. Please, oh please, don't continue to believe in your stories of deficiency and failure. This is the day of your awakening. And again, that was from Dana Faulds. So Dana Faulds reminds us that we have this whole world to experience. And sometimes we tend to put more attention on the things that keep us small. And perhaps instead, we could put our attention on the things that help us grow and learn and explore. She reminds us that now is the time that we have to do it. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, but right now. So, is there anything that you have been shying away from? Now is the time to do it. Let's bring our hands together at the heart in Anjali Mudra prayer position. We'll breathe together 3 times, and on the third exhale, share the sound of Om. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale and exhale. And for the third time together, inhale. Om. Bow your head. Place the hands on the thighs, softly open those eyes looking forward. So we're going to start today laying on our backs. So you can just move any props that you have out of the way and lay down comfortably on your back. Legs extended out nice and long, arms by your sides. So, we're going to start today by warming up the neck. Take a breath in, and then as you exhale, begin to turn the head to the right. As you inhale, come back to center. And then as you exhale, turn that head to look to the left. Inhale, back to center. So as you do this, make sure that you're turning the head on the axis. So you're turning the head on the spine. You're not just flopping the head back and forth. You're actually turning it on the axis. So you might feel your hair kind of rubbing against the mat when you do this, and that's fine. The next time you come back to center, you can pause there. As you inhale, the arms come up overhead until the thumbs touch the space behind you. As you exhale, the arms come back down by your side. So you're moving with your breath at your own pace, just inhaling arms up, exhaling arms back down. Try to stay in tune with that balanced breath. Inhale and exhale are equal. The next time those arms are by your sides, you can pause there. So just lift the arms up in the air and begin to rotate the wrists. And then reverse the direction of those wrist rotations. Let the arms become still. Spread those fingers wide and then clench the fists. Spread the fingers wide, clench the fists. One more time. Good. Lower those arms by your sides. Bend your knees. Soles of the feet come to the floor. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh and just begin to rotate the left ankle. Let that left ankle become still. Take the hands around the right thigh. Draw those legs into the chest. Breathe here. Lower the right foot to the mat, followed by the left. Make sure your foundation is set wisely, and then you can cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Start to make some circles with your right ankle. Let the ankle become still. Take the hands around the left thigh. Draw the legs into the chest. Lower the left foot, followed by the right foot. Then hug both knees into your chest. You can begin to rock head to tail. Feel free to rock back and forth a couple times, and then bring yourself up to seated, or you can just use those arms to bring yourself back up. So we're going to sit in Sukhasana, which is a simple cross-legged posture. Be sure to pull the flesh away from the sit bones as needed. So root down through the sit bones as you inhale. Allow the spine to grow tall. On the exhale, lower that right ear towards the right shoulder. As you inhale, head comes back up. Exhale, left ear towards the left shoulder. Inhale back up. Two more on each side, keeping the shoulders relaxed away from the ears as you do this. And then you'll come back to a neutral neck, neutral spine. Bring your arms by your sides. As you inhale, they sweep out wide as they come up overhead. Palms come together to touch. And then as you exhale, bring the hands together at your heart. Inhale, arms sweep out wide, palms come together to touch. Exhale, hands to heart. Three more on your own. When you finish, you can just keep the hands together at the heart. Close your eyes. Come back to the balanced breath if it's gotten away from you. Let's come to all fours, hands and knees. So when you're on all fours, I'm just trying to figure out the best camera angle here. I think this is going to be best. When you're on all fours, make sure that those fingers are spread nice and wide and you're pressing down actively through the fingers and the perimeter of the palms. And that's to help keep the weight out of your wrists. Knees are just hip width apart and they are slightly behind the hips. Tops of the feet are flat on the mat. Take a breath in. As you exhale, shift the hips to the heels, the chest to the thighs, coming to extended child's pose. And then as you inhale, come up, all fours. Exhale, back to child's pose. Inhale up, all fours. Continue moving with your breath at your own pace, shifting back and then inhaling back up. The next time you shift back to child's pose, pause there. Keep the elbows up off of the mat. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, begin to walk your hands out to the left. Bow out those right ribs. And then, if you'd like a deeper stretch here, you can take that right hand and place it on top of the left hand. Press the right hip back subtly. Start to walk the hands back to center. And then on the next exhale, you'll walk your hands out to the right, this time bowing out the left ribs. Press that left hip back subtly. And then start to walk your hands back to center. Bring yourself up to all fours, hands and knees. We're going to start to make some nice big hip circles. So you'll shift the weight forward, then shift the weight over to the left, shifting back, then to the right, and then forward once again. So you're just shifting the body in a nice big circle, leading with the hips. And now let's start to make some circles going the other way. So we shift those hips to the right, then towards the back of the room, over to the left, and forward. It's fine to bend your elbows to help in this movement. And when you come back forward, you can bring that body back to neutral. Take a breath in here, and as you exhale, shift back to child's pose. Inhale up, all fours. On your next inhale, the right arm sweeps out parallel to the mat. The thumb points to the sky and the fingers reach to the space in front of you. You can stay just like this, or if it's okay for you, you can sweep your left leg out behind you. Draw your navel in towards your spine. Focus on your breath here. Lower that right hand. Lower the left knee. Shift back to child's pose. And then as you inhale, come back up, all fours. On the next inhale, the left arm sweeps out parallel to the mat, thumb points to the sky. If it's okay for you, the right leg sweeps out. We're making ourselves as long as we can here. Lower the left hand, lower the right knee. Shift back to child's pose and rest here. So you can cross the forearms in front of you. You could bring your arms back by your legs, whatever feels restful. Take a moment to reestablish the balanced breath if it's gotten away from you. Let's come to stand at the top of the mat. So we'll stand in Tadasana, mountain pose. To do that, we stand with our feet just femur width apart. The feet are parallel to each other, so they look like an 11. And we're going to root down through the four corners of the feet. So that's the pad of the big toe and the little toe, and then the inner and outer heel. So to really feel those points, you can lift your toes. And when you do that, you notice you also kind of engage your quads, your leg muscles. So we want to keep all of that engagement and just relax the toes. Hips are stacked on knees, knees stacked on ankles. Pelvis in neutral. So for some of us, we're going to have to tuck that tailbone. Crown of the head reaches towards the sky. Shoulder blades are together and down the back. So this is Tadasana. The chin is parallel to the ground or just slightly tilted forward to create a nice long neck. On the inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, arms lower. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, lower. You're moving with your breath at your own pace. If you have any shoulder issues and that prevents you from doing arm raises, another option is just to open and close the hands with the breath. The next time those arms are up overhead, allow the palms to come together to touch. As you exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Arms come by your sides. As you inhale, the left arm sweeps towards the sky. So the left fingertips are reaching towards the sky, right fingertips reaching towards the floor. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, begin to tip to the right. Slowly bring yourself back up. Lower the left arm. Raise the right arm. So the right fingertips reach towards the sky, left fingertips towards the floor. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, tip to your left. Slowly bring yourself back up. As you inhale, both arms reach up. Exhale, hinge from your hips, folding forward. Fingertips touch the ground, even if that means you have to bend your knees. On the inhale, you'll bring yourself up halfway. So your hands can slide right up your shins, crown of the head, reaching towards the space in front of you. Exhale, fold forward, relax the head and neck. Place the hands on the hips, press down through the feet to bring yourself up to standing. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, folding forward. As you inhale, bring yourself up halfway. Exhale, fold. Place the hands on the hips. Press down through the feet to come up. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, fold forward. As you inhale, come up halfway. As you exhale, fold. Hands come to the hips, press down through the feet to come up. And we'll come back to Tadasana, mountain pose. So here, take your hands to the sacrum, that triangular bone at the base of the spine. Shoulder blades come together and down the back. Navel draws in. Press down through your feet, lift up through the sternum, and then you're just going to take it back for a subtle back bend. Slowly bring yourself back up, give yourself a hug. Nice big hug. And then switching the cross of the arms, give yourself another hug. Bring your arms by your sides, and then we're going to take our feet nice and wide. To start, the outer edges of the feet are going to be parallel to the outer edges of the mat. Navel draws in, crown of the head reaches tall. As you inhale, arms sweep up. On the exhale, hinge from those hips, folding forward. Fingertips can come down to the ground. Again, you can bend those knees if you'd like. Relax your head and neck here. Bring the hands to the hips. Press down through your feet to come up to standing. So here, we're going to turn the toes out on both feet so that they face those top corners of your mat. Bring your hands to your hips. Take a breath in. As you exhale, you'll begin to bend your knees. And just imagine that your back is sliding down an imaginary wall, and you just go as low as is comfortable for you. Extend the arms out, bend the elbows, and then bend the wrists so the palms face the sky. Squeeze those shoulder blades together and down your back. Pose of the goddess. Press down through those feet to come up. Lower the arms. Bring the feet to parallel. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hinge from those hips, folding forward. Prasarita, Padottanasana, wide-legged forward fold. Place the hands on the hips. Press down through the feet to come up. So again, we're going to turn the feet out so that the toes point to those top corners of the mat. Hands come to the hips. Take a breath in. As you exhale, begin to bend those knees just as far as is comfortable for you. Arms reach out. Bend the elbows. And bend your wrists, shoulder blades together and down the back, navel drawing in towards your spine, crown of the head reaching towards the sky. Press down through the feet to bring yourself up. Lower the arms. Feet come to parallel. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hinge from the hips. Prasarita Padottanasana, wide-legged forward fold. Place the hands on the hips. Press down through the feet to come up. We're going to do that one more time. So turn those feet out so that the toes point to those top mats. Don't fall over. I almost did. Hands come to your hips. Take a breath in. As you exhale, bend those knees. Extend the arms out. Elbows bend, wrists bend. Shoulder blades together and down your back. Remember to breathe. Press down through those feet to bring yourself up. Lower the arms. Feet come back to parallel. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, fold forward. So while we're here this time, I want you to begin to bend that right knee and just shift the weight over to the right to stretch the inner thigh of that left leg. You'll bring yourself back to center. And then begin to bend that left knee as you shift over to the left, getting an inner thigh stretch on the right leg. And come back to center, folding forward. Place the hands on the hips. Press down through the feet to come up, and then we'll step our feet back to Tadasana, mountain pose. Next, we're going to come to lay on our back. So just come down to lay on your back comfortably. If you'd like, you can hug those knees in for a moment just to give the low back a little stretch. And now place the soles of the feet on the mat. The feet are just femur width apart, and the heels are drawn in a little closer towards the bum than normal. Arms come by your sides, palms face the floor. So before we start, I want you to take those two peace fingers of the right hand and just slide them under the neck. You want your neck to curve away from the floor here. You don't want that neck flat on the mat, okay? And then bring those arms back by your sides. So before we move into dynamic bridge pose, draw the pelvic floor up, your navel in. That's going to bring that pelvis to neutral. Engage both glutes. Press down through the feet, lift the hips, and then as you exhale, lower the hips. So make sure that you're fully engaged before you lift. So that pelvic floor draws up, navel in, engage both glutes, lift those hips, and then on the exhale, hips lower. You can continue to lift and lower, moving with your breath as your guide. Lift and lower twice more. When you finish, you can just lower the hips and hug the knees into the chest. Once you hug the knees in, feel free to rock gently from side to side. So become still and place the soles of the feet back on your mat. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh, and then bring the arms out like a T, the palms face the sky. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, begin to tip the legs over to the left. So you're twisting to that pinky, or you're rolling to the pinky toe side of the left foot. As you inhale, the legs come back up. And as you exhale, tip the legs to the right as you roll to the big toe side of that left foot. On the inhale, bring the legs back up, and then you'll continue to move with your breath, just rolling from one side of the foot to the other. If your mind starts to wander here, just bring the awareness back to the balanced breath. The next time the sole of that left foot is flat on your mat, you can pause there. Then lower the right foot to the mat. You can cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, tip those legs over to the right as you roll to the pinky toe side of that right foot. On the inhale, come back up, and as you exhale, tip the legs over to the left as you roll to the big toe side of that right foot. Inhale back up and continue moving with your breath, just rolling from one side of the foot to the other. The next time the sole of that right foot is flat on your mat, pause there. Lower the left foot and then hug those knees into the chest. Place the right hand on the right knee, left hand on the left knee. As you inhale, the knees pull away from your chest and your arms straighten. As you exhale, draw the knees back in. Inhale, knees pull away. Exhale, draw them in. 3 more. Once you finish, keep those knees hugged in. And then place the soles of the feet on the mat, bringing the feet as wide as your mat. Place the hands on the belly and just let those legs sway from side to side. Let those legs become still and then extend them nice and long as we prepare for Shavasana. Shavasana is the last pose of our class, and Shavasana is all about relaxing and just allowing ourselves to absorb the practice. You can modify if laying on your back is not comfortable. But traditionally, we lay on the back, legs out long. You can let the feet just flop open. Arms are by your sides, palms face the sky. Arms are a few inches away from the body. Take a nice deep breath in, and then as you exhale, just let it all go. Allow the whole body to just sink into the floor. Relax the jaw by creating a space between the top and bottom rows of teeth. Let the tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth and let your eyes just rest in their sockets. Resist the urge to make subtle movements. Allow the natural breath to take over. Rest in Shavasana. Slowly start to deepen the breath, becoming aware of the room around you, becoming aware of your body. You can start to make subtle movements that feel good, like wiggling the fingers and toes, rotating through the wrists and the ankles, turning that head gently from side to side. And then stretch through the arms and the legs like you're just waking up. Nice full body stretch. And then we'll roll to the right side in the fetal position and stay there for a few breaths. Keeping the eyes closed if you'd like. You can bring yourself back up to a comfortable seated position facing the front of the room. And then once you get there, you can bring your hands together at the heart in Anjali Mudra, prayer position. Why wait for your awakening? Do you value your reasons for staying small more than the light shining through the open door? Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Now is the only time you have to be whole. Now. Now is the sole moment that exists to live in the light of your true nature. Perfection is not a prerequisite for anything but pain. Perfection is not a prerequisite for anything but pain. Please, oh please, don't continue to believe in your stories of deficiency and failure. This is the day of your awakening. So go out there and do what you want to do. Now is the time to do it. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be free from suffering. May you have ease and well-being. Namaste. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful day.